Hello, this is Lockpicking Nerd, and the thing I have for you today is this interesting lock. It's a Swedish safe deposit lock made by a company named Rosengrens. This is the lock number 32A8. The lock's body is made of brass, it's pretty heavy, and it feels very solid. I have to say that finishing and preciseness of the thing is second to none. All the surfaces are very well polished, and all the parts of this lock fit nicely together, very tightly, without any wobbliness at all. So it feels like a very good quality lock. I have also the older version of this lock, and it's actually made even better. This lock was not new when I bought it. It was used in a Russian bank that went out of operation. When the bank shut down, I was able to buy this lock. I have keys for this lock. Here are the keys. The keys operate very smoothly. Just a little tiny moment of friction right here, yeah. It's exactly the position where the sidebar engages. Oh, sorry guys, it was a spoiler. Yes, this lock contains sidebar, and some of you might think that it's not a lever lock. Why should you think like that? If you take a look at the keyway, you can see this strange keyway shape. It reminds me of the old Illinois lock company locks. At the first glance you can tell that this keyway is symmetric, but it's actually not. And it's a usability feature, so there is only one way you can insert the key in this lock, and if it's the right key, then it will open the lock without any problems. If you take a look at the key, you might think that it's a lever lock, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 levers in it. But actually it's not. Let's take this thing apart and study what's inside. Okay, let's put the keys. And first of all, I have to remove this C-clip on the back of the lock. And it's done like that. Let me rotate it. Oh, it doesn't want to rotate. So it's just a brass C-clip. We'll put it right here. First of all, we'll get this little ring here. Here is this tiny little ring. Doesn't want to come out easily. Okay, we'll take the whole thing apart. This is the tailpiece and the ring that actually holds the whole core in place. If you take a closer look here, you can see that there are discs and there are no levers, as we thought previously, and it's actually a disc detainer lock. You can see here is this sidebar. Here it is, and this is actually the disc pack. Let's insert the key and see how it operates in detail. So inserting the key, actually, yeah, like this. key goes here, and when we try to turn the key, it pushes on the discs and rotates these discs to the right position. And when it goes to this point, if it's the right key, then all the discs are aligned and the sidebar falls into the true gates, and we are able to rotate the core further. You can see, and we can relock it. I will do it so you can see it on camera. The sidebar goes into its groove, and then we rotate discs a little bit more, and we're able to pull the key out, and everything operates really smoothly. Let's dive deeper and see the other parts of this lock. First, we'll extract the sidebar. The sidebar is here. This is a normal sidebar, I think a steel one. Let's test it. The magnet sticks here, so I think it's steel. Let's put it aside. Here we have a spacer, just a disc that goes between code discs and prevents one code disc from rotating the other one. Here we can see the profile disc, and it also tensions this lock. We have those driver discs both on top of the disc stack and on the bottom of it, so we can tension this lock both from top or from the bottom. Here you can see an interesting part of this lock, which are these two steel rods that go all the way from the curtain to the bottom of the lock. The function of these rods is to prevent the discs from over-rotating and also get all the discs into the start position when the key is retracted. So here's this profiled driver disc. Here you can see the cutout for the sidebar, and this cutout is always on the right side on these profiled driver discs. Then let's get other discs out. Here is the spacer. Here is another spacer, and these spacers separate key discs from each other. You can see these spacers are thicker than spacers for the profiled driver discs. Get this thing out. How to do this? Want just one disc to go outside. So, not very easy. Okay. Looks like we got the whole disk back here. Well, okay. Anyway, we will take a look at each disk in this disk pack. And yeah, finally we got the key disk. You can see this shape that interacts with the key, very unusual shape. And this notch here, that's a true gate. I see no false gates here. Let's rearrange it like that. So here goes the other spacer. It's a very thick spacer. I didn't see these before. And our other disk without any false gates also. Here is another spacer and another key disk. These disks are almost the same, and the only part that differs is this cutout for the sidebar. That of course corresponds with the beating on the key. Another spacer, another key disk, exactly the same, another spacer, and another key disk. The disks don't have any numbers on it. I would prefer to see the corresponding beating numbers on the disks, but anyway. And another spacer. Let's get other disks out. Here are our other disks. Key disk. Yeah, like this. Spacer. Another key disk. Another spacer. And this last key disk is here. You can see all the disks that interact with the key. And I have the last one. It will be a profiled driver disk. Exactly the same as the disk on the bottom of the disk stack. Here it is. Exactly the same. We'll put it here. And the last piece we have in this enclosure is the curtain that provides better handling for the key and also restricts the keyway. So it's both usability and a security device. And the curtain is equipped with these steel rods that go all the way down to the bottom of the cylinder. You can see these in detail. I have to say that it's quite a thick metal on this curtain, and I really like the tolerances. This curtain fits perfectly in the corresponding hole in the enclosure of the cylinder. We can take a look at the body itself. I don't see anything special here, just a nicely machined body. Oops. Here you can see the cutout for the sidebar. And nothing else special here. Here it is. This Rosengrens 32A8 lock. I really like this lock. I wish it had false gates on the discs, but anyways, it's a good quality lock and definitely not so easy to pick. As for the picking, I did not manage to pick this one yet, but I'm working on it. By the way, how many discs are here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 discs for the key, as I suspected. Well, I think I showed you everything that this lock has inside, and I hope the principle of its operation is a little bit more clear now. As for today, that's all for this Rosengrens 32A8 lock. If you like this video, please tap like, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in comments. Have a good evening and see you in the next video.